we are going to talk about changes that, if changes were made and you're going to wait an hour or so or whatever your hands-on time would be. In making these changes, you have to be very careful. If you were to make a dramatic change and then you wait a period of time, and those changes have a big effect with dropping the CO2, it's not good for the baby to say if the CO2 is in the 30s, then you're causing vasoconstriction within the brain, and of course we know, constriction within the brain, of course with premature babies, there's no oxygen getting there, so it could have pretty good damage being done. So the one thing that I would say is, in making the changes, you need to not make as many changes, and let the effects, if you're trying to chase blood gases, you're going up and down the settings, which isn't good for the patient. And again, you're going to have this influx of CO2, and that's why we try to stay with our CO2 of 50, and that's kind of like our median range, 40s, 50s. But you don't want these to be so out of whack where you're making big changes and then you're dumping the CO2, or you're increasing, you have a big demand of CO2 within your next blood gas. So you just need to, that's why I said, your changes with your amplitude, your hertz, and even your map. You need to coordinate these with other blood gases, but also chest x-rays, and just look at the appearance of the baby, because sometimes the appearance of the baby can actually tell you a lot. We're going to go into next. I do a little diagram on how I kind of teach